People say a broken heart makes no sound, but the night it happened, Lila swore she heard something inside her tear-like fabric pulled too hard at the seams. She was a seamstress in a small town where the days passed softly, like dust floating in sunlight. And her hands were known for repairing anything, dresses, shirts, old coats that carried decades of memories. But nothing she had ever sewn prepared her for the moment she found the letter on her doorstep, a short apology from the man she loved. The man she planned to spend her life with, saying he was leaving for someone else, someone more fitting. For days, Lila sat in her quiet workshop surrounded by spools of thread and unfinished garments, her world unraveling stitch by stitch. Customers came and went, whispering gentle concern, but she barely heard them. She felt like a dress someone had worn too many times, thin, faded, and ready to fall apart. One evening, as rain tapped softly on the windows, an elderly woman entered the shop holding a torn children's jacket. The fabric was frayed, the zipper broken, and the woman's voice trembled as she said, "This belonged to my grandson. He passed last winter. It's all I have left of him. Could you fix it?" Lila took the jacket into her hands. Something about the way the fabric sagged reminded her of her own chest, heavy, bruised, barely holding. She nodded. That night, under the dim glow of her workshop lamp, she threaded her needle, and as she began stitching the small jacket back together, she felt a strange, quiet blooming inside her. Each stitch landed like a breath she had forgotten how to take. Somewhere between the first tear she repaired and the last knot she tied, she realized she wasn't just mending a jacket, she was mending grief, stitching together memories, holding something precious that the world had broken. And in the soft rhythm of the needle, pierce, pull, pierce, pull, Lila discovered a truth she had never seen. Sometimes the heart doesn't heal by forgetting. It heals by gently holding what remains. Days later, when the grandmother returned and pressed the repaired jacket to her face, crying quietly, Lila felt something inside her shift, as if someone had sewn a new thread through her own heart. News of her compassion spread, and soon people brought her not just clothes, but stories, wedding dresses from marriages that had dissolved, shirts from fathers who had passed, baby blankets stained with old memories. Lila mended them all, and with each repair, she felt her own heart strengthen. Not by covering the scars, but by embracing them. Then came the night of the great storm, when the power went out and the town was swallowed in darkness. A young girl, soaked from the rain, rushed into her shop holding a doll whose arm had come completely off. "Please," the girl cried, "she's all I have." Lila lit a candle, sat the girl beside her, and sewed the doll back together with careful, deliberate stitches. As the girl watched, wonder filling her eyes, Lila felt the full force of the moment. She wasn't just a seamstress. She was someone who could stitch the world back together, one fragile thread at a time. When the doll was whole again, the girl threw her arms around Lila and whispered, "Thank you." You fixed her heart. And in that whisper, Lila finally understood the truth she had been sewing toward this entire time. Some hearts break not to end a story, but to open space for a new one. Years later, her workshop became known not for perfect garments, but for quiet miracles hidden between stitches. People who entered often left lighter, as if a loose thread in their chest had finally been tied. And though Lila never found the man who left her, she found something deeper. Purpose, tenderness, and a quiet strength that held the weight of 1,000 stories. They say she died with a needle still threaded beside her, a single golden strand glimmering in the evening, light as if reminding the world that every heart, no matter how torn, can be sewn back together if someone cares enough to hold it gently and begin the first stitch.